Welcome once again to the Queen's Park Oval as we get ready for game number 2 here this evening. A beautiful Thursday evening here in North Trinidad. This, of course, is action in the TKR TTCB T20 festival that is really up and running, and teams are battling for playoff positions here. In game 2, we have another interesting contest between KFC Clarke Road United and, of course, the boys from Marchin Patriots. And the two captains are here with us. Of course, Afraz Mohammed is the match referee, and we do have the two captains, Adrian Ali and Vikash Mohan. I think, Vikash, you have the coin. Heads is the call. And heads it is. So, again, Marchin Patriots, you guys have won the toss. Adrian, what are you going to do?
We're gonna have a bowl first.
Why?
I think we chased well in the first game. I think our bowling is good enough to sort of restrict them to total that we can chase and prefer chasing, as we go deeper into the night. Maybe the dew factor will come into play as well.
Right. And how about your team? How you feel? How things shaping up so far?
Same team, no changes from last game. I think the guys are in good spirits. Most importantly, we believe we can win this game and win the tournament, and we are looking forward just to competing.
All right, all the best.
Thanks.
Yes, and of course, Vikash, I'm sure you probably wanted to win the toss, but you're batting first. How you feel about that?
The toss is always 50-50. So whatever you have to do first, you're just gonna do it to the best ability. If I had won the toss, I'd have chased as well. Same factors if dew comes in and stuff like that. But in saying that, we're batting first, just get a good total on the board and try and restrict them later on.
Okay. How you feel about your team's performances so far?
We've been good so far, improving in the last couple of games. We improved in the second game from the first game, so you can see that gradual improvement. We don't play much T20 as we know in this, so this little short tournament you gotta get your foot running early. So I'm happy with the progress so far.
How about your squad? Same squad from last game?
One change, Akil Molana's out and Anderson Mahis is in.
All right, go well. So that's the situation here with the two captains talking to us here. But the news from the middle is that Marchin Patriots have won the toss and they have elected to bowl first. So that's the story here as we get ready for game number 2 this evening as the action continues in the T20 festival put on by the TKR TTCB. And we just came off a very exciting contest between Powergen and Merry Boys. 9 runs the difference. Merry Boys coming up just short. And now it's the turn of these two to see if they can't get a victory on their own. Best Motors Marchin Patriots, as you would have heard there, won the toss. They will bowl first. And because most teams try to factor in the dew and the inability to grip the ball properly later on. And hence the reason why most teams, when they win the toss, try to bowl first so they could get that out of the way. And leave it up to the opponents to see if they could deal with the extra dew that invariably will come at the death. So it's there's a little bit of a strategy, as they say, involved. And so we'll see if they're able to So Nicholas Sukhdev Singh and Mark Dayal, the two out in the middle. So it's a real keen contest between these two. They know each other very well, and I'm sure they will try their best to limit their opponents as best as possible. Markdale, we saw him put in a good shift. Tishon Castro also knows a thing or two. So here we go. Big swipe outside that off stump there. Nicholas Sukhdev Singh. Obviously showing early intent. Castro tidying up, and as we saw earlier, these early overs could be so crucial. Players on both teams are familiar with the conditions here at the Oval, and you always feel that the teams that are playing last, it's a big swing outside the off stump, but not getting any sort of contact. Just Nicholas Sukhdev Singh is a dangerous customer. Anytime he can free his arms, he can hurt you. And I think Castro knows that, but he's trying to push it across him. There is a man at that sort of wide position down on the boundary, and just as I talk about him, there he is, coming in to play immediately, Rivaldo Ramlogan, to limit them to just a single. That's the short side of the ground, and the other side is the much bigger expanse. Markdale this time. Driving nicely, but can't get it through. Blocking off that gap there for them. Best Motors Marchin Patriots. We saw them lift the one-day title recently up there, Brian Lara Cricket Academy. So they have success. They're going to have to hurry here. The return just misses. And just unfortunate that they couldn't hit. Would have been close. And I still feel that Sukhdev Singh would have made his ground. But it would have been interesting had he hit to see what the outcome would have been. So we've seen Ramjit Singh took aim, but he just failed to connect. And Reefer is going to take up the attack here. So 2 runs off the first over, 2 without loss. Raymond Reefer is going to pick up the attack. Out of Barbados, the former West Indies all-rounder and Barbados all-rounder. And in that final, we saw him put on a master class in death bowling. And he did prove a little expensive in his first 2 overs in the last game that I saw Clarke Road playing, but he came back nicely with his last 2 overs and made amends to some degree. And again, it's that experience that he carries. And he has a nice cricketing brain. So it's it helps to lift any team that he is on. Raymond Reefer, a man who can be relied upon with both bat and ball. Even if he's not taking wickets, he tends to be very miserly. Again, shout of no, you could hear it from up here. And Marchdale obviously knows his limitations, and he knows he doesn't have Usain Bolt genes, so he decided against attempting that quick single. That's a little too quick for him. Refer again, bowls. That's well played in the end by Sukhdev Singh. They're going to come back for a second quite comfortably. And of course, speaking of Usain Bolt, the athletics season is, that's the international season. The continental Grand Prix and, of course, the Diamond League. They're all set to go, I think, starting tomorrow night about midnight. And so the Diamond League will follow a week later or early next week. And there is Reefer again, right on target. Really bending his back here, trying to give his team as big an advantage as possible. So the field nicely spread. He doesn't have a slip, but he has a short third man. And they go for a single. This could be dangerous here, but he just got back in time. Sukhdev Singh just took off. Marchdale didn't move. He didn't even move an inch. And Sukhdev Singh was pelting going down the track. Look at how far he got. And luckily for him, he was able to make it back. Look at Marchdale. His bat is grounded right where he was when the bowler delivered the ball. He never moved. That's another good delivery to end the over. Very, very good over indeed. And at the end of over number 2, it's 6 without loss. So again, KFC Clarke Road put into bat by Bess Motors, Marchin Patriots. And we all know some of these teams are missing players who are with the national team. So some might use it as an opportunity to expose one or two of their reserve players or players who are capable but for obvious reasons are not able to play as much. But it doesn't take away from the capabilities. Kashri Singh is going to pick up the attack now. So he's going to bowl the third over of this innings. Pull him right arm around the wicket to Marchdale first up. And Dale would be aware that there is Tishon Castro position at long on. That's a shot he likes to play. He likes to get under the off spinner and maybe hoik him over mid wicket, over long on, or even over long off. Let's see what he does. There he goes. It's in the air. It's just over the head of the middle fielder, who does well to recover, turn and chase, and able to limit them to just 2 runs. And that's Raymond Reefer doing the honors there. It was just over his head. He never really had a chance to get a hand on it. But Dale, that's his strength. He's not afraid to hit the ball in the air. Here he is again, early o'clock, and that's precisely what the intention was, to open up the offside and then either go aerial or try to get into the gap. And there he goes, the aerial route. One bounce to a wideish long off for 4 runs. So Dale quickly jumps up to 8 now from 6. Singh pitching up and inviting the drive. Not giving the batsman the opportunity to get under the delivery. That's when most of these modern day batsmen, especially with the type of hardware that they have in their hands, can do serious damage. You don't have to be big and bulky. You just have to have good timing, maybe good bat speed as well. And the bat will help you immensely in terms of power. How often have we seen leading edges or top edges fly over the boundary? And these are on big grounds. I think we saw one of them today in the IPL. A top edge that flew all the way for 6. Again, they are kind of restraining himself. Not prepared to take undue risk early on, but that's the end of over number 3. 15 on the board for no loss. So Marchin Patriots, Bess Motors, they're kind of going through their bowling lineup early, giving everybody an opportunity to get involved. Now we have Reefer giving way to Rivaldo Ramlogan. So it's obviously a plan where the batsmen don't get a chance to zero in on any one bowler, especially in the power play. This one is in the air. There is a man there, but he can't get to it. It's going to bounce and roll into the boundary. That's the short side of the ground. And 4 runs. Now it was outside the off stump at a fairly awkward height, but he still got enough bat in it. We were just talking about the kind of power that some of these bats have. And he was still able to sort of muscle it from outside the off stump from an awkward height. Still got enough on it to take it to the square leg boundary. And signal the wide. So I think the fans are keen to see how this one plays out. They already saw a nice contest in the first game. Unfortunately for Mary Boys, the North team, they came up short. Here's another one that's gone high in the air. That too is going to go close to the boundary, and it goes over the boundary for a maximum. So again, it doesn't take much for the likes of Mark Dale and company to get under the deliveries. And Ramlogan just guilty there. Guilty of just being a little too short, giving him too much swinging room. And Dale lives for that. Doesn't have to move very far. He just has to put bat on ball And again, this time just over the head of the mid-wicket fielder. And that too is going to run into the boundary for 4. So he's dealing in boundaries here now, Marchdale. And he's really threatening to blast his team into the ascendancy here. So a nice little discussion there. The captain coming down, Adrian Ali, to have a word with Ramlogan. 30 for no loss. Remember, when this over started, it was 15 for no loss. It's already 15 runs taken off this over. A 4, a wide, a 6, a 4. He's around the wicket. And driven back past the bowler. 4 more. Really, Marchdale, full of intent. And executing beautifully. Again, nowhere near the pitch of that one, but he went right through the line and just made a small step just to adjust his weight, got his balance right, and was able to swing through the line for another boundary. Again, not going across the line, just going back from where the ball came, which is good cricket. Tempt me not, he says, and he gets a wide. So 35 without loss now. This over has really boosted the scorecard. Not in a good way. And he's gone again. That 2 is going to go for another 6. So Marchdale has found the formula here. And he's taken a liking to the bowling of Rivaldo Ramlogan. And almost every delivery, he's been able to attack and attack successfully. And that's if it wasn't a wide. So the rhythm is 4 wide, 6, 4, 4 wide, 6. Now, if you could figure that out, the last ball should be either a 4 or 6, or a wide, the next ball, I should say. If we're following the tempo of this over. So another person in the air of Ramlogan. Let's see how he finishes up. And a good delivery at that. And Marchdale probably not happy about something. I don't know if it's the glove or whatever it is. But played on a miss, a rare play on a miss from Dale. At the end of 4, it's 41 now without loss. So with the rotation of the bowlers, the 4 bowlers used, 1 over each. But that one didn't go according to plan. 26 overs, 26 runs rather, from that 1 over. It really spoiled the early progress that the Best Motors Marchin Patriots bowlers made, because it was 15 for no loss after 3. And now it's 41. So a very productive over for Clarke Road. So it means that Tishon Castro is back for his second over. His first over cost him 2 runs. And it's the same two batters that he's up against. It looks like they are, I'm not sure if he's a pair of gloves. He's changing his gloves. And of course, one of the fielders lends a helping hand, KFC Singh. But you know how batsmen are very superstitious. They don't want the opponents touching their gear. But we'll see if it worked. So 42 now without loss. And they are trying his best to scoop one. There is a short third man, but you get the impression if he made any kind of positive contact with that, I was going to spoon over the head of the third man fielder. And some of the invention in the modern game coming to the fore. And a lovely change of pace from Castro. But they all spotted it and made a quick adjustment. So another fairly miserly over so far from Castro. But he has a different batsman now. Sukhdev Singh. Trying to turn it to fine leg. It does turn it, but there is a short fine leg. And now all he has to do is beat that man, KFC Singh there. KFC Singh. And once you get it past him, you're in the money, as they say. That's 4 easy runs. Castro has to be careful. You don't want to tempt fate and go back on the pads too regularly. And there's a real sort of invention there for that shot, because he played that almost as if he was stooping down on one knee and then just made his body small. He's already a fairly short man, but he made his body even smaller and then just almost played it at eye level and turned it on the onside. Again, a lack of pace, but I got this one through Markdale, so they'll get 2 runs. Castro not happy because he thought he actually gone for 4. And so the fielder had a chance at it. He didn't cut it off. In fact, it passed right under him. It looks like Jaipal. And then trying to get there, couldn't. And it went into the boundary for 4. So Castro not happy. 48 now for no loss after 5. So 7 runs coming off of that over, including that boundary of the last ball. And as was to be expected, Reefer is back. So Raymond Reefer trying to get a breakthrough here for Bess Motors Marchin Patriots. They won the toss and they opted to bat to bowl first. So they need a wicket or 2 to justify that decision. But more importantly, they need to limit the run scoring of the very enterprising Mark Dayal and Nicholas Sukhdev Singh, the 2 openers for KFC Clarke Road. So just a slight adjustment, a short fine leg, and the third man is very, very straight. It's almost like a fly slip, turned away into the mid-on region. And they are showing that his temperament is good. He's not trying to hit everything out of the ground. but he's picking his deliveries. And he's almost waiting on the bowlers to come into his zone. And then he will unleash. Let's see what Sukhdev Singh has. He's going into the gap, it goes. It was in the air, but it was well away from the man at extra cover and the mid-off. And into the boundary it goes for 4. The referee got him to go aerial, but he placed it better than referee probably anticipated that he would. That's a good thing too, because there is that fielder at that extra cover position that would have been just waiting to try to accept that catch. But 54 now. Here's another one. That's a great shot. That's 4 runs. Going straight this time, as you say in local parlance, bowler's name. After you hit him for 2 4s or 6 and a 4, whatever. And Rifa was pitching up that time, and Sukhdev Singh was, he had the measure of it. It was all over it. So a nice acceleration we're having now as the power play comes to an end. And they're 58 on the board. They have 2 deliveries left before the fielding restrictions are relaxed. What a start this is for them. They haven't lost a wicket as yet. And Dayal is 40. Sukhdev Singh is up to 15 now. And again, that's another good shot, but he only got a single. But it's like he's almost as if he's seen the ball as big as a breadfruit, as they say. And he's just loving pace on the ball, so he's able to use the pace to his advantage. Similarly, Dayal. Play and a miss, a rare play and a miss from these two. It's the end of the over. 6 completed, 59 for no loss at the end of the power play. So 6 overs completed. Refund 2 overs, cost him 15 runs now. So Dayal is up to 40, 16 to Nicholas Sukhdev Singh, 16 from 17. Dayal is 40 from 19. And so Danny Ramjit Singh is coming into the attack. That's cut away, but can't get it through. And this is a real examination here for these bowlers. They have to be spot on. And almost got him to chop on there, or even to get an edge. But that's a shot he likes to play because he plays it so late. And there is a gap there. He just needs to find it. And that's even better. Because the fielders on the circle are on their heels because they've seen him make 2 vicious cuts. And obviously looking for power. And so they cannot attack the ball because he might go past them. And being a wise old head as he is, he just pushed and ran. Here they go again. So doing all the right things at the moment. Rotating strike. not allowing the bowlers to focus on any one batsman. Really, just this is such good cricket from these two. They've taken their chances when they had them, and they're now sort of milking the bowlers. And doing a good job of it. Kamil Puran out there to retrieve that one. The over comes to an end. And at the end of that over, 63 now for no loss. So 7 overs completed. Kashji Singh is going to come back into the attack. He does have a long off and a long on. They're fairly wide. And we all know how these two like to hit the ball straight. And just as I say, they like to hit it straight. He goes right across one. Mark Dale probably trying to hit it up on PI, as they say. So there's this almost like an anticipation of what is to come. And probably another explosion of shots. And again, mistiming that one. But Dale, you could see trying to go straight. He's not trying to go across the ball sometimes. And I think he'd be better served playing it with a straight bat. He can still be very productive because the mid off, the long off, and the long on are fairly wide. And then there's a big gap between the long off and the man at cover on the boundary, deep cover. So if you can get it into that gap just to the left or right of Reefer, he's in business. Sukhdev Singh still trying to score. These two doing a pretty good job. 65 now. We're in over number 8. Dale is up to 43. Sukhdev Singh is up to 19. And again, just trying to play it late, and but finding delivery right up to him. So not allowing him to get under the ball, which is what he loves doing. Both batsmen like to get under the ball and hike it through the onside or over the inner ring on the onside. So Kashri Singh, it's been a good over so far, just 2 runs from it. Has 1 legal delivery left. Bowling now from the Brian Lara Pavilion end. And they're going to milk him for another comfortable single. So these two doing very well, rotating strike and keeping the scoreboard ticking over. They're going to get a bit of a breather now. 8 overs gone. It's 66 now without loss. So it wasn't like an official break, but the umpires allowed the batsmen. I think they're changing gloves as well, so it must be very humid out there still. And players are perspiring a lot, so they will be perspiring in their hands. Here is that all too familiar reverse sweep. We've seen batsmen now, again, because of the type of bats that they're manufacturing today, the reverse sweep can actually go for 6. We've seen that time and again. And this time he gone right through him. Dale was trying to go across it and succeeded only in flicking across the line. And he goes for 44. And it's now 66 for 1. So Ramjit Singh gets the breakthrough for Best Motors. So Vikash Mohan is going to make his way out. So 66 for 1. We're in the 9th over. Really, the skipper would love for his team to keep going here. They have a good foundation. They have a wonderful platform. Can they really produce a score in the end of in excess of 200? I think that would be the benchmark now that they're looking for after such a fine start. But the key, of course, is not to lose wickets quickly. That could derail any run chase or any kind of, if you're trying to post a good total. White signal there, so tack on one more to the score. Almost gifting them an extra run there, but batsmen were not on the same page as they could surely have taken a second run overthrow, if you know what I mean. That's a similar ball that got the wicket of Mark Dial. He played all around the delivery, probably played a little too soon. He was just trying to turn it on the onside. And here's the first vicious swing from Vikash Mohan, and it's a good one. Into the stands it goes. He's a big, strong fella, and you could see why. Good timer of the ball as well. And he would tell you he probably didn't hit that off the middle of the bat as well as he could. Because if he does, he could probably clear the stands to our right, the hospitality boots over on our right hand side and end up over in the Nelson Mandela Park. So Sukhdev Singh is 28 to Vikash Mohan, 9 completed now, 76 for 1. So successful over that by Danny Ramjit Singh. So after 9 overs, Clarke Road 76 for 1. I'm sure they would love to tack on a few more in this final over before we get to the halfway stage of the innings. Singh. He's in his third over now. Not a big spinner of the ball, but just doing enough to at least put off the batsman. And very well judged single. So 77 runs on the board, just a 1 wicket down. You can see them one by one. They're just turning the scoreboard over. Easy pickings. They want 2 here, but I don't think they're going to get it. Again, good anticipation coming off the boundary and limiting the batsman to just the single. And that's good work from Kamil Puran, coming from very deep, almost in front of the Trini Posse stand there, and having to run a good 20, 30 meters to catch up with the ball. And but that's before the batsman even touched down for the first run. Here's another one. That too is going to go. Once it's on that side of the ground and you make good contact, you get top value for your shots. So another maximum over on that side. Can they just hold their nerve here and really build something big? There he goes again, really trying to get on with things there. And he plays a very agricultural shot and then he rehearses a nice little push to the offside. I don't see the correlation between the two. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. 85 for 1 now after 10. We'll take a break. Welcome back as the players get ready to resume battle out in the middle. And we have Ricky Jaipal joining the attack. So KFC Clarke Road will resume at 85 for 1 after 10 overs. A good foundation for them. And these two have just been consolidating after the loss of McDale's wicket. The score was then 66 for 1. And but now I'm sure they'll be thinking of just trying to kick on here now, trying to see if they could get past that 200 mark if it is at all possible. It's going to take some doing though from here, but not impossible. Again, another nice beefy sound coming off the bat of Vikash Mohan. He really looks to be very, very confident when he bats. Never looks in trouble. And again, one of those time it and they go for a single. They're going to have to hurry back. If he had struck that directly, that could have been a run out there. Kamil Puran attacked the ball from in the deep, got to it quickly, released it, and off balance, he sent in a good throw. Look at this here. If he had hit it, it would have been out. But he just missed, and by the time Jaipal received the ball and tried to return it, the batsman was in. Again, another well-judged single this time. So an opportunity here for these two to just keep going. You could see them trying to get the ball into the gaps, but they're having real difficulty getting boundaries right now. Trying again, but that short, fine leg. Easily into position there to limit the scoring to just a 1 run. 8 o'clock in the evening now here in TNT. So another single. Talk about taking what the bowlers give you, and they're not giving them much. The end of the over. 11 completed now. 90 for 1. So it's a real balancing act here now. They must be thinking that they have 9 wickets intact. And somebody's probably going to have to play a little more aggressively coming up in the next couple of overs and see if they can just kind of break this little stranglehold that the bowlers have on proceedings. So Danny Ramjit Singh is back. All the time that the fielders just moving around as the batsman, the left-hand, right-hand combination kicks in. 91 for 1. Yeah, that's the radio station I used to work, 91.1. And he's gone again, and that's another almighty hit. That's going to bounce and maybe go over the wall. I'm not sure if it stayed in. If it did, we're lucky. But it bounced and it might have just clipped the top of the wall and stayed in. Yes, it did. But could so easily have bounced over the wall because that's all concrete over there. And luckily, so Nicholas Sukhdev Singh not abandoning his aggressive style. He's had to consolidate. Maybe now he might try to just break those shackles, release some of the pressure. That will help. And again, into the gap he wants to go. This is going to be tight. And again, the return just misses. And it needed a direct hit. And had he struck it, Mohan would have been in some difficulty if that struck the stumps. Watch at this return. A bullet. And just missing out. He was really in some danger there, but it needed a direct hit. Here again, they go for one. Might think of a second. No, Mohan decides enough is enough, and I don't think he wants to chance Kamil Puran's arm too often. You saw what nearly happened to him there. The last one. Here he goes again in the air, and he's out caught. This time he hit it straight to Puran, and he accepts it. Out for 36, Nicholas Sukhdev Singh, and Danny Ramjit Singh gets his man. So exactly 100 for the loss of 2 wickets. And you could see Sukhdev Singh walking off a little dejectedly. But he played well for his own. Keon Otley has replaced him. So Adrian Ali wants to have a word with his bowler, as if to say, don't let him settle. So 100 for 2. We're in the 12th over. Utley plays that well enough, and but he can't score. So it remains 100 for 2 after 12. So where are the runs going to come from? They really need another partnership here between these two. We know they're both capable. But Is this the night Ricky Jaipal can undermine the Clarke Road batting? And big swing and a miss there. And Vikash Mohan must be thinking he don't want to lose another wicket so soon after losing Sukhdev Singh, but he is kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. He has to try and put some runs on the board. Can't get it through. Good bit of fielding. That ball was moving. That's another good delivery right up in the block hole. Again, no swinging room. Again, just a single. Again, just turned away a bit officially, but there's nobody even remotely close on the onside. Everybody's on the boundary, so he can get away with that shot without keeping it down. And also, let me just say congratulations to Makaira Wallace and Josine Phillips. Both claimed gold medals when they opened their first UCI Class 1 assignment for the year in Chile, Santiago, Chile. Again, they can't get it through. So that ends another over. 13 in the books now. It's 102 for 2. So these are the overs that they would have been hoping that they could probably get some big totals on the board. And as I was telling you about cycling there in Chile, road cyclist Tennille Campbell also did well. She won silver in the women's omnium. So 2 golds and a silver. And it looks like trying to continue with his attack is Kashri Singh to finish off his spell here. He has not for 21 from 3, so he gets ready to start his 4th. Boy, how he would love a wicket now. Yeah, he knows Keon Otley very well. Probably has an idea of where he loves to score. And probably he's going to try to avoid bowling in those slots. Down the wicket he goes, and away she goes. That's a great use of the feet there. Quick steps, got into position, got close to the ball, and then with one beautiful swing, helped himself to 6 runs just in front of the ladies' member stand, or the Jeffrey Stonemeyer stand now. Can't get that one through. But again, you could see the intent. He's just looking to score. Slightly quicker delivery, but he just got like a little feather. They're going to go back for the second run, and it's that bubble. Leg byes, the signal. And again, that's brilliant work. Again, beautifully done there by Ali. Down the wicket he came. Keon Otley looking to score. And then brilliant stumping once again. He goes for 7. Oh, actually, he pulled it on. That's what he did. He was trying to hit it, but he hit it. He's bowled by Kashri Singh. I thought the wicketkeeper was blocking me, but I thought he got stumped, but he was bowled when the ball came back off the stump, chopped it on. So 110 for 3 now. So again, Clarke Road has to be careful here. You don't want to dig yourselves too deep a hole. You have to keep going. Here is Jesse Bhutan. Again, another capable batsman, but they have to deliver. Somebody, or a pair, or even 3 of them, the rest of the way. Somebody, some partnerships. They have to build something. Right now, 159 may not be sufficient as the projected score. So you want to push that up to maybe 170, 180, maybe even 200. But somebody's got to get a move on. And the wicket is played well. It's probably not the quickest wicket, probably just holding a bit, but you can play your shots, as you've seen already. Some brilliant shots played. But right now, the runs are kind of drying up. You have the occasional 6 or so, but it's been a steady diet of singles. As was the case there. So that ends over number 14, and it's 111 for 3. So Nelson is on the board. And will it be a good Nelson for Bess Motors, or will it favor Clarke Road? 1-1-1 for 3. Jaipur again, pitching up. Just causing enough uncertainty there. You could just see the batsman trying to wait on it. Jesse Bhutan wants to get on with things. Down the wicket he goes, and this time he is stumped. So again, Ricky Jaipal coming to the party, and Jesse Bhutan lost his cool there. It just came flying down and was deceived. Brilliant bit of bowling and stumped. He looked like he was run out. He was so far down the track. So another big one. Bhutan goes for 1. So Jaipal strikes. So 111. So the Nelson caught Clarke Road. So Anderson Mahis is out there now. And the innings really has kind of stalled a little bit. But Mahis, I'm sure, will be looking to partner with his captain. To try and see if he can't help the cause here right now. The team needs it. They're still on that Nelson. 1-1-1. Can we get a double Nelson? And struck on the pad, and hands go up. Loud appeal, but not out, says the umpire. A little bit of turn there. But that was turning and straightening on the stumps, or close to the stumps. Where did it pitch? It pitched in line, but it probably turned a little too much. We got some bunks there. And this one has him playing, and not convincingly at all. So Clarke Road in a bit of a pickle here, as they say. Really need to break these shackles here. 1-1-1 for 4. It's not going to happen there either. So the Nelson is still on. This one is turned away. That's going to take them off the dreaded Nelson. And they'll get a run to go as well. So that ends the over. And at the end of it, 112 for 4 now, 15 completed. So as we saw in the earlier game, it's not impossible to accelerate, but you need to get big scores, maybe 10, 12 and over consistently for the next 2 or 3, and then maybe in the last 2, then you get a big one, a big 25 or 26 run total that can really boost your final score. And as long as Vikash Mohan is around, that is very possible. Anderson Mahis, it is. Tishon Castro is back. And that's it. That's a good hit. That's going to bounce once, twice, but nicely fielded out in the deep. So 2 runs, all the same. when they needed a little bubble in the field, they didn't get any. So just the 2 runs. Fans cheering from the stands. Obviously, they want to see wickets continue to fall. Batsmen again, all this time trying, looking for scoring opportunities. And Castro just gave them a gift there. It was a bit of invention, really. Nothing that Kamil Puran could do about that one. He went right across the line. The good thing is that he got it on the full and he got enough bat on it. Pushes the score now to 118 for 4. It's going to be a while. He really went chasing after that one. He was really looking to smash that through the offside. I think you could see the urgency now as he realized overs are beginning to run out on them. And again, trying to bowl that wide angle. Push it across the left-hander. Yeah, it's really an interesting position they find themselves in here now. They really need a move on. 119 is not going to cut it. And I think they know that. 120 for 4. Castro not happy about something. So he decides to go back and start all over again. So the big final is on. Trinidad and the Trinidad Red Force against the Guyana Harpy Eagles. So another boundary and just dabbing it. Vikash Mohan, and he needs a lot more of that. Could see him just standing up there. Once he gets it into the gap, it's just going to run away and gathering speed going down the hill. Can they squeeze a second? They're going to have to go hard and they have to go quickly, and they do. So that's more like it. Every run counts now. And this one straight into the arms of the man's position there. That's gone into the hands of Singh. Trying to do so. Vikash Mohan goes for 22. Trying to be inventive here. And paying the ultimate price. So Tishon Castro gets a wicket. And a deserved one at that. He's really bowled well. And it's more problems for Clarke. They slipped to 126 for 5. So 16 overs completed. So Adrian Sukwa is the new batsman. So it's going to take some effort from here now for them to really get anywhere close to the 180 that is possible, but it's really, this is the moment now for them to really put together some big overs. Just a 1 run from it, and I'm not sure they were committed to going back for a second run there. But once you play the ball, you must be sprinting up to the other end, anticipating a call, yes or no. So it's going to be Jaipal who's going to continue. 1 for 9. He's in his 4th over. That's really just touch and run. That's what the fielders are going to have to anticipate that now. If they're not going to play the big shots, they're just going to block and run. So all the men on the edge of the circle going to have to anticipate those little dabs and nudges that can go into no man's land, so to speak, and force the fielders to have to run in or left side or right side. So they're keeping the pressure on. The Clarke Road batsmen not really able to break these shackles just yet. They need a big over or 2. And they're having difficulty really getting on top of this bowling attack, which has been very disciplined. And they've had 1 or 2 costly overs, but in the main, it's been a good bowling effort from Bess Moto's Marchin Patriots. They won the toss and upped it to field first. That's brilliant from Jaipur because they were looking for a second run. But he did well to feel into his own bowling. And again, but they won't mind that. Just singles, they can live with that. That's not going to hurt them too much. In fact, it's not going to hurt at all. It's the end of Jaipal's over. 131 for 5 after 17. 1 for 13 for Jaipal from his 4 overs. So 131 for 5. And the innings just sputtering along. It's not, there's no impetus right now. There's no momentum to the innings. And somebody's going to have to do something. Now they get the experienced Reefer, who I'm sure is going to come with a mixture of slower balls, change of pace. What he has to be careful with is the line, because this is the short boundary, and the left-hander is going to be swinging towards that side of the ground. So you have to maybe adopt that outside the off-stump Yorker. Wide outside the off-stump. Let him reach for it. Okay, really stay away from the body because, like I said, that boundary is so close that you're almost setting yourself up if you bowl short or if you bowl on the legs. Outside the off-stump, that's where they want to go. Puran again doing good work out in the deep. And it's good to see somebody like a Reefer playing in the domestic competition here in Trinidad. I'm sure he's passing on quite a lot of knowledge to the younger players, and even the older ones, and even those who, even the batsmen that he's either bowling to or batting with. And eventually it signaled a wide. It's a wide for height. So Reefer really trying to mix it up now. And that's a good shot. But again, the fielders are down there. They go for one and they'll get two. That's good running. Good fielding, too. So good cricket all around. It was a good shot. And excellent work out in the deep. And a good ball also from Reefer right up in the block hole. As you say, trying to hit that for 6. 135 now on the board. And that's a good shot. That's going to go close to the boundary, and it does go into the ropes there. Good diving effort from Puran. Actually, it's not Puran out there. Just trying to come across and pick it up. That looks like Kirsten Kalitran. Put in a big dive, but it was all in vain. And that's more like it. They need a couple more like that. They need a couple more like that in this very over. Another short ball. Turned away on the onside. They want the second run this time. This could be close. And the return just not strong enough from Kalitran. And Reefer is bowling for that shot into the onside. But he's thinking one, not necessarily two. 141 now for 5. He has 2 legal deliveries left in this over. Again, this one is in, but just not able to get there, Kalitran. But this time, just a single. So, Reefer, not for 26 so far in his third over. And that's a great shot. That's brilliantly done. What a shot. Really picked it up from outside the off stump. And really played it brilliantly. couldn't have asked for a better shot. So after 18 overs, it's now 148 for 5. So a pretty expensive over that from Reefer. His 3 overs now cost him 32 runs. So 17 runs came off of that Reefer over. But they need to keep going. They need a couple big ones, a couple more like that. See if they can get up to 170 maybe. 175. And good batting again. Any bubble in the field is going to be costly. And these two are running like their hair is on fire. Mahes goes up to 18. Adrian Sukwa is on 11. And that could go close to the boundary. And again, they will have to settle for 2. Castro again pitching up outside that off stump, trying to induce maybe an edge, but he's trying to keep the length full so that they don't get under the deliveries and hike it over the fence. Castro with his 1 wicket, Ramjit Singh with 2, Singh has 1, and Jaipal 1. So again, just trying to work out the strategy here. Tishon Castro having a word with Adrian Ali, trying to make sure that they have all the necessary protections in the outfield in particular. They're bringing up their fine leg, which is always a risky business when you're dealing with fast bowlers. And the square leg and the mid wicket are all moving a little bit to their left. And a no ball. So immediately, and they're going to run 2. Is it a fielding violation? Leg by signal. So it's overstepping. So should be a free hit coming up. A front foot no ball. And that's a good hit. That's gone high. But it's going to drop just inside. And they're going to just take Puran didn't bother to try to go and catch it, just allowed it to drop. Is it another no ball? Well, so the free hit is still on. So Adrian Ali not happy at all, but he's right there in the thick of things. So it's 159 now for the loss of those 5 wickets. This is the 19th over, the penultimate over. And we have a little break in proceedings here. I don't know if it's one of the batsmen are having an issue that maybe he needs some water or something, but I don't see the physio coming out, but I see some of the players taking the opportunity to come to the aid of their teammates. And change of glove, but it's more about conversations that they're having now of how to approach these last 8 or so deliveries. Actually, it's 9 deliveries left. And that's the thing. When you're the ground staff is also coming out, and so it might be that hole that you saw Reefer scratching earlier, and so it might just be something with the actual where the bowlers are landing that is creating the problem. Now the umpires called a couple no balls, so maybe they just want to freshen up that area so that he can see the line properly. But it is pretty unusual to see in the middle of an innings, the ground staff comes on and they're marking it over. You don't see that too often. So I think it's that front foot that where 2 no balls were called in succession. And so the bowler is probably not happy and thinking that, well, he probably wasn't overstepping, but to appease everybody, the umpire called for the ground staff to come and draw that line again. So we will have another drawing at the other end, the southern end or the pavilion end. So the bowlers can't see. They're not seeing the line. So the ground staff doing their bit. I didn't see Ralphie. So let's go now. The over continues. 159 for 5. Remember, it's a free hit. Castro. And he's hit the stumps, but remember, because it's a free hit, it's a bye signal by the umpire. So he did hit the stump, so he bowled him down, but it doesn't count because it was the free hit. And that's cruel. Imagine as a bowler, you hit the stump, but they still run a bye. Another good delivery right up in the block hole. It's what you call an iron ball. The batsman can't get it away very easily. Almost looking to break the bat. The very toe of the bat. So 20 now to Mahes, 17 to Shukwa. Here is a delivery that he had to reach for it, but I don't know if it's going to carry. Refa is charging in. They're going for the second run and they will get it too. So Castro not happy. 19 overs completed now. It's 163 for 5. So this is precisely what Clarke Road needed. So another pretty decent over for them in terms of runs scored. Another 15 runs coming off of that over. So real fight is who's going to bowl the final over. And Boyd, how he probably must be thinking he wants a real stingy, a little miserly over here. Don't want to give away 15, 20 runs. If anything, he probably would like to take a wicket or two and just give away like 5 runs. And that's a shout and he's out LBW right across there. Reefer pitching up and immediately you could see Shukwa starting to walk. Some good delivery right up. So 163 for 6 it is. Reefer picking a pepper. And I don't remember how much Sukwa made, but he did run hard between the wickets. So Dexter Sween, the big hit in Dexter Sween is coming to the crease. And there the spectators enjoying themselves. So 17 to Shukwa. And again, remember the batsman out. Sukhdev Singh for 36, Dayal for 44, Mohan for 22, Otley for 7, Bhutan for 1, and Sukwa for 17. Dexter Sween takes his guard. We're in the final over of the innings. The big fella. How much damage can he do with the 5 remaining deliveries, the 5 legal deliveries? And this one squirts away from him and it goes into the boundary at that whitish third man for 4. And the fielder seemed to have it covered, and then all of a sudden it just sort of gathered pace on the turf. With the dew out there, it's going to be slick. So you really have to get your body behind the ball more than anything else. So if it misses the hand, it's probably going to hit your leg or your thigh and not go past you. Refer again, and they're going to get a leg by. Short ball that strikes him. It was again a slow delivery. Just seemed to go through that shot long before the ball actually got there. But one more to the score pushes it now to 168. So it starts to look a little more respectable, although they may think that they're 20, maybe even 30 runs short of where they would like to have been given the start they had. But that's what happens when you have two really prolific openers. Once they depart, the innings tend to dip a little bit on occasion. And here's another big one. He could be out, getting around it, and taking it convincingly. So another wicket to Reefer. And this time, Mahes goes for 22. So Reefer is producing a very good final over. So Kalitran taking the catch. And Reefer with another scalp there. He now has 2 for 36. 168 for 7. So Pestano will make his way out. So really between a rock and a hard place, you have to go for it. There's no waiting. You have 2 deliveries. Try to get as many runs as possible. And that's more like it. And just not getting down in time. And that would have been a difficult catch because he was running to his left and then had to go down, low down to try to get under it. And it just bounced in front of him. Was very close to it. And was going to be a difficult catch either way. So 4 more. And Pastano gets off the mark with a boundary. So the score is now up to 172 for 7. Can he get it past the 175 total, which I think would be a nice milestone for them, given the rigors that they had in this innings. It has not been an easy batting outing for them. That's a good hit. That's 4 runs. That's brilliant from Pastano. 2 big swings of the bat to end the innings. He ends 8 not out, and it's 176 for 7. So Pastano comes and shows them how it should be done. 2 big swings, nice beefy swings, and that means that Clarke Road would have posted 176 for 7, leaving Bess Motor's Marchin Patriots 177 to win in their 20 overs. We'll get to their innings when we come back. And just to take you back to that first game, that fine victory for the Powergen Penal outfit over the Merry Boys cricket team, or the Merry Boys Sports Club. We have the presentation function, which took place a little bit earlier. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a short presentation function here. But first of all, again, congratulations to both teams for a splendid performance. Merry Boys just coming up short against Powergen. Again, the Internal Bureau Cricket Board wishes to acknowledge and thank the Caribbean Premier League, Trinidad Night Riders, and the Queen's Park Cricket Club for their tremendous support of the Trinidad 1986, and their ongoing commitment to cricket development here in Trinidad and Tobago. At this time, we invite Mr. Johan Williams, the Officer of Sport Development and Performance Unit at the Sports Company of Trinidad and Tobago, to help us with the Man of the Match award. And this award for the game between Project and Mary Boys goes to Desmond Charles. So, come forward and receive the award. 71 from 35 balls, 2 fours, and 6 sixes. And of course, with the ball, 4 was no leads, 28 runs, and 2 wickets. Congratulations to him. Now, let me just ask Mr. Rembrandt to come forward, the captain for the Mary Boys, for a moment. You see that you were pretty much on course, and then just as we had the bowlers just kind of tightened up things a little bit, and you just came up short by 9 runs.
Yeah, I think we fell short of the lead. It was scoring the category.
What about your team's bowling performance? The mid-lecture of 185, you seem to include all the right things.
Yeah, I think all was from the one pitch and the good. Just need to
You got to believe the last time. What was wrong with you generally?
yeah, I mean, we get into the hospital and come back and
Thanks so much, all the best going forward. We call Akil to just say a few words. Akil, congratulations on a splendid victory at 9 goals. Last time we spoke, you were less happy because you just came up short. Now you kind of finished the job. How do you feel about this performance?
well, it's always nice to win games. That means we do that victory just to see what could happen. That's what we did.
What about you, Sean? Would you ever put an authentic partnership?
Yeah, when Charles came to the crease, knowing that he was still out to us, so we had decided to walk over and we had to deliver on the team.
And then, of course, the bowlers did a fine job. They came out with the ball as well, and also gave you a little bit of momentum with some stingy overs.
Yeah, well, saying that Charles is a good player, we could always keep him in tough situations. So, yeah.
Congratulations on your victory and all the rest of the rest of the tour. That's the situation here. Big result for the Project outfit. 9 runs, the margin of victory. That's what we really want. Still have to be 2 coming up in a short. So Marchin Patriots up against KFC Clarke United. Welcome back as we get ready for the reply from Bess Motors Marchin Patriots as they seek 177 for a victory. So Dexter Sween it is who's going to pick up the attack. He didn't get to bat very long. He hit just the one boundary. And the first ball is deposited over long on and into the stands for 6. What a way to start proceedings. Kamil Puran. As if to say, welcome Dexter, I've been waiting on you. And immediately we have a little issue. Is the issue with the ball? Is it out of shape? So, so they changed the ball immediately. So that one went into the road and over in the park, the Nelson Mandela Park. Now, there are a lot of people mulling around there playing small goal under lights. And so they would be pleasantly, well, I shouldn't say pleasantly surprised, they would be very surprised to see this little white object rolling around close to their legs, seemingly out of nowhere. And again, this time it's going to bounce and go into the boundary at deep backward point for 4 more. So it's 10 off 2. Nice little shape, but he got enough bat onto it, and Jesse Bhutan couldn't get across. So 10 in 2. And again, that's 4 more. No, brilliant stop indeed. And he had to go full stretch there to try to at least get a hand to it. He did. And that's good work from Utley, because that was traveling. He had to really bring out his goalkeeping skills there to try to cut that one off. And he did. Chandapal Hemraj will get his first taste of the action. Sween, of course, I'm sure would like to bring one back, maybe between bat and pad. Turned away in the air, but well short of any fielder, and a comfortable single. So this is really the critical period here where you don't want them to get off to a flyer. So that will make run scoring at the back end a little bit easier, especially if they have wickets in hand. That's what the KFC Clarke Road United outfit will be hoping as they try to defend 176 for 7, thanks to 44 from Mark Dale and 36 from Sukhdev Singh, their 2 openers. Now, these 2 openers are probably trying to emulate their performance. They put on 66 before being separated. And it's gone. That's another almighty hit. And certainly, they're taking a real liking to Sween's offering here. And that was an almighty swing. Into the night lights it goes, off the balcony and off the second stanchion and back onto the field. I think the umpire may have to check the ball to see if it isn't damaged. They already had to change one. And Sween is probably saying, what did I do, these two gentlemen? Why are they treating me this way? Puran is probably saying, hey, no love lost, Dexter. When you bat, you tend to punish bowlers. Take some of your own medicine. Well bowled in the end, just adjusting his length and producing a dot ball to end the first over. And at the end of over number 1, it's 18 without loss. And that would have been by far the most productive first over that we've had all evening. We had the first over in the first game was 2. The second innings was 5. The first innings of this game, the first over was 2. And compare that to 18 of the first over. So a big, big difference. Can they maintain it? That's the thing. Clinton Pestano. And here's an appeal for a catch. The wicketkeeper goes up, but the umpire is adamant that it brushed the pad on the way through. Or she might have been extending her arms to signal a wide. Nice take down that leg side, but that's a good delivery. Again, Pastano has really bent his back here in the couple of games that he's played. And he's showing that he does move the ball. And of course, under these conditions, swing bowlers can really create havoc. Once he stays disciplined, controls the line and controls the swing that he's getting. There he goes again. As you put it in the slot, they will take it out of the park. And these are two dangerous customers. And Chandapal Hemraj with minimal fuss. And again, the ball is getting some real abrasions on it because it's rolling around on the concrete. So Pastano will try again. So this has been a real examination for these opening bowlers. And so I don't know if we'll see Sween again anytime soon. especially if these two stick around for a while. And that's a slower delivery, but away she goes for another maximum. He was trying to hang it in the air, maybe see if it will move around in the air. Well, it moved, but when it hit the bat, is off the bat is where it started to move the most. But this is a great exhibition here. It was a similar exhibition we saw from Sukhdev Singh and Dia when they batted. They got off to a flying start as well after a couple stingy overs. And again, but this time he could be out, and he is trying to get going. He eventually probably got turned around a little bit, the bat in his hand, and it spooned to the man at mid-off. He goes for 13. So an early breakthrough for Clarke Road, 30 for 1.
Marchin Patriots, 30 for 1 after 2 overs.
So they've lost that early wicket, 30 for 1 after 2 overs. So this has been a blistering start by these two, almost as if to say, we're not going to sort of muck around to try to get these runs. We're going to try and get them early. And that allows Kirsten Kalitran to come to the crease. So Shiva Sankar is going to pick up the attack now. For Clarke Road, they need to keep taking wickets. That's the name of the game for them. They can do that. They'll certainly be in this game as long as the innings persist. But that's the trick here is to keep taking wickets. Now, wonder what the approach is going to be for Kamil Puran. Does he slow down a little bit? He lost his partner. Okay, nice control stroke play. That brings Kalitran into strike. Now Kalitran, we've seen him really attack the bowling beautifully, taking the pressure off his partners. He really looks so much more at ease with himself, with his batting. I think he was carrying the weight of expectation earlier in his career. I think this is the first time in a while you see him just free to bat and play shots, and he really looks the part now. I think all he needs is opportunities at the higher levels, and who knows. And here he's cutting, and he's out caught of the wicket. A beauty of a delivery there. And Kalitran goes without scoring. So 31 for 2 now. And certainly, as they say, the cat's among the pigeons here. So Bess Motors, Marchin Patriots digging themselves a little bit of a hole here. So Sanka with an early wicket. So Tishon Castro has come to the crease. He's come relatively early. And it's going to be interesting to see what his approach is. Is he going to come to try to bludgeon his way to a score? Or is he going to just dig in a little bit and let Puran do the heavy lifting? And here he is again, almost turned around. Chance here to run out. So it's all happening here. Confusion as the both batsmen almost overcommitted at both ends. Luckily, they were both able to get back to their respective creases, but tension. Sanka just moving the ball a little bit, and you're seeing the batsman trying to close the face, and only for it to hit the edge. And that's going to be 4 runs. Or did it hit the bat, or did it hit his person? Or it hit the pad. And that goes for 4 leg byes. They all count because they have a target that they're trying to get to. And again, they want to just keep it tight. If you can't get a wicket, don't give them any easy runs. They're quite capable of scoring their own runs. Don't give them additional runs to make their lives easier. And you could just see the Clarke Road players, how they're flying around in the field. They all look very sprightly, very eager. And I'm sure they wanted wickets. They got 2. And I'm sure they're very thrilled about that. This one is hit beautifully. Back past the bowler. That's a great shot. You can see him holding the pose there, Castro. So he's off the mark with a boundary. And that completes Sanka's impressive first over. And at the end of it, just pitching up a little bit, not a half volley by any means, but nicely played by Tishon Castro to get off the mark with a boundary. 39 for 2 now after 3. So Pestano is going to continue from that Brian Lara pavilion end. Pick up the wicket of Hemraj. Here's another one. He's gone. Well. It just seems as if almost on cue, Kamal Puran also falls into the trap. He goes for 18, trying to force the issue, and Sween takes a relatively easy catch. And they are now in dire straits. Marchin Patriots. It was a good catch by Sween, moving smartly to his left. So Christian Turton makes his way out. 39 for 3 is where we are now. We're in the fourth over. And Pestano has 2 for 12. So Turton, who is quite capable, but this is a different animal here now. The ball is moving around a little bit. The wicket just seems a little bit quicker. Maybe the dew is creating a nice little skid. So the bowlers are benefiting from that. And somebody like a Pestano who swings the ball as well, he could be a real handful with movement and pace off the wicket. He does have a slip in place, Utley. And here's another delivery, a big in swinger again. Loud appeal going up. And not out, says the umpire. So real anxious moments now for Bess Motors, because if they can't figure out how to negate this attack or repel this attack, this could be a quick night, but it could be a long night for them. And another delivery lined with that leg stump. So he does move the ball appreciably, and I think he's causing all the batsmen problems. So another leg by as the pressure continues to mount here on the Marchin Patriots, Bess Motors Marchin Patriots. Just remind all our viewers that the action continues tomorrow evening with another doubleheader right here at the Queen's Park Oval. Pulled away nicely, but there is protection out in the deep. So what a turnaround we've had here. We had these two blazing overs, 18 without loss, 30 for 1, 39 for 2 after 3. So now can they keep the pressure on? That's the challenge for Clarke Road here. That's not going to help. Certainly is going to take some serious concentration on the part of all the batsmen who come to the crease now. They have to really put what has gone before behind them and just focus on the business at hand. So the over comes to an end. 4 completed, it's 44 for 3.
Over completed. That's for those Marchin Patriots. 44 to 3. That's on 5 is on 2. 44 for 3 after 4 overs.
When you consider that after 4 overs, Clarke Road were 41 without loss. It's those 3 wickets that could create a real issue for him. So Shiva Sankar, that's gone. Immediately it left the bat. Castro was not going to miss out. Pitching up onto that leg stump. And he said, thank you very much. But it started out off stump, just between off and middle, but it just kept coming at him. So let's see if he can keep the scoreboard ticking over. Those are some really beefy blows already. There's another one that goes squirting away. He really just slapped that. It sat up there and said, hit me. But he placed it well, Castro. So Tishon Castro goes to 15 from 8. Christian Turton is on 2 from 3. And really very agricultural there. Just seemed to throw the bat at the ball. So 54 on the board. They're scoring, but they're losing wickets. That's the critical thing right now. Can they stop the hemorrhaging of the wickets and get on with the scoring? Down the wicket he comes, and Reddy was giving the bowler the charge there, almost as if he treating him with disdain. How dare you bowl at me? So a lot for Sanka to think about here. But he's up against a different batsman who seems in a different kind of mood. Don't think he has really gotten into his aggressive stance as yet. And really just nibbling at one outside the off stump. Luckily he didn't get a touch, but that would be real curtains for them. They really need this partnership to blossom now. Good positive contact again. And he is very capable, Turton, with the bat. It'll be interesting to see what his temperament is tonight. But that brings the over to an end. 5 gone. It's now 56 for 3. So Sween is coming back into the attack. He was really manhandled in the first over. He went for 18 runs. And we thought that would have been the end of Sween for the night, possibly. But here he is, trying to make amends. Turton, I'm sure would have been watching on at opening proceedings. So probably would realize that they were feasting on Sween. Not much the fielders could do about that. That's good anticipation, good cricket. And again, that's really what cricket is about. You kind of try to go counter to what your opponents are doing. If they want to go left, then you try to push them right. Make them uncomfortable. If they want to hit 6s and 4s, bowl up right in the block hole so they can only get 1s and 2s. Sween with a short ball that kind of fools Castro. Swinging at straws there. Almost threw out his back when he swung that ball. So hard. And again, he's not able to make the kind of contact that he would like. But probably just trying maybe a little too hard to get on with things. Sometimes you just have to let the game come to you. And then when you're back in the groove and you get your timing back, and again, another almighty swing, but to no avail. Sween doing a very good job here, keeping things tight, keeping the pressure on, not allowing the batsmen to get too many freebies. And here's another one that's just up in there. They thought they had him, but I think it just fell in front of Utley there. And Utley knew that he didn't take it cleanly, so he never really claimed the catch. So real anxious moments here now. And we know Sween does swing the ball away from the right-hander. Can he get one to come back the other way? And here's another short ball just over the head of the batsman, but they're appealing for something from the referee, but the referee's not cooperating. So all they do is signal the end of the over, and at the end of over number 6, it is 57 for 3 in the power play. By comparison, after 6 overs, Clarke Road with 59 without loss. So a big disparity in terms of wickets lost. It also adjusts the total of wickets still available. Because if you're going to go hard, chances are you might likely lose a wicket or two in the process, probably a wicket or two more than you anticipated. And then you may have to do a rethink. So all of those issues will come up from time to time. It's how you deal with them. Kerwin Sergio is into the attack. That's hit very hard, but straight to the fielder just for a single. It was a good shot. He was on the back foot and again didn't try to overhit it, but he timed it beautifully. And again, Castro just trying to wheel everything towards the onside. He knows that's the small boundary, the shorter boundary. So once he gets elevation, it's likely to sail out the ground. It's a good hit. That's into the gap. They're gone for one, but I think they were not. They only decided on 2 when it was too late. They should have been hinting at 2 from the time they pass each other. And this is okay. So you keep rotating the strike until you get something that you could work with. Hopefully it doesn't put you behind the 8 ball for long stretches. And again, but this time it goes right through the legs of the keeper. And it's gone to the boundary for 4 byes. But did he get a touch onto it? Well, it looks like runs. So, yep, he got a touch and it's still low. So it would probably go down as a drop catch. It went right through the legs of the keeper. So Castro goes to 23 from 16. Turton is 6 from 11. 66 for 3 now after 7. So Vikash Mohan is going to pick up the attack. That's well played. In fact, that's into the gap. And they're comfortably back for 2 Turton. Again, you can see Turton just hasn't been able to find the gaps. He's playing the shots, but he's not able to access the gaps to get to the boundary. And talk about a change of plan there, but he was looking to launch. And then for some strange reason, he decided against it. How long will he do that? Here's another one that, again, no real pace on the ball, just doing enough, a little awkward bounce, and had to wait forever, it seemed like. And yet again, this one goes past the wicketkeeper. They're going for a single. This could be dangerous here, but eventually they get there. Buys. So doesn't matter which fashion they come, as long as they come. That's how the boys from Best Motors must be thinking now. As they've dug themselves a bit of a hole here with those 3 wickets going down. And it's another beautifully played on drive, but when you get a single for it, so they have to figure out a way how they can manufacture some more runs. The over comes to an end. 73 it is for the loss of 3 wickets. So 8 overs in the books.
Again, the 8 overs, 73, 3, back from 24, swing on 10.
And after 8 overs, it was 66 without loss when Clarke Road batted. And they're able to, again, just manipulate another single, but they really need to find boundaries here quickly. You don't want to stall the innings, especially if you're trying to execute a positive run chase. And there he goes. That's what he's famous for. And right on the fence. Wasn't the highest shot, but again, just eluding the man right on the fence. But this is what Castro is going to be dialing now. He's dialing long distance. And again, and this one is into the gap once more. 4 more. So Castro has decided he's going to be swinging at everything now. So all of a sudden the game come to life once more because Castro is swinging. And I had a games master who used to say that, say, if you're a whooper, whoop. Don't try to play shots. Do what you do best. And there he goes again. It's very unorthodox, but it's the way he can play. And the way he plays makes him feel better because he's now confident in himself. Again, Turton reading the spin of the ball quite nicely, getting his body into position to execute. So another over comes to an end, and at the end of 9 overs now, it's 86 for 3. And after 9, Clarke Road was 79 for 1. Well, 76 rather for 1, so a lot of changes in the field. So Mark Dial is coming into the attack. Good response to his own bowling. They did say if you can't feel well to your own bowling, then you're in trouble in the field. And that's a good hit. That's gone. Turton is a strong man. He has good timing. From the moment it left the bat, you just heard that sweet sound. Not a hollow sound, a good beefy sound. 92 for 3 now. So bowlers have to beware. These two are vicious with the bat in their hands. So they should get a second run here if they hurry. Critical to get the field placings right. And there he goes again, trying to get this one out there. For a moment, they were going to race back for the second on the throw. Turton was anxious to come back, but Castro held firm. In fact, Castro didn't even move. From the time he finished the first run, that was it for him. And that one might have brushed the pad. Wasn't given as a wide, so probably just brushed the pad or the keeper's pads. So the end of the over, 10 overs completed now, and after 10 overs, it's Marchin Patriots 95 for 3 after 10. We'll take a break while the players get some refreshments. Welcome back as we get ready for the resumption of play here. The players have had some refreshments. They've also had a chance to chat among themselves, try to work out strategy, see what could work. And they need a further 82 runs, but they have 60 balls to get those runs. They have 7 wickets in hand. Best Motors Marchin Patriots, which is very attainable. The key, though, is to not lose too many wickets. They're going at a good 9.5 runs per over. If they maintain that, they're going to certainly overhaul this total. So we'll see how they match up to whatever is the change in strategy. And Sanka really, I don't know if his spikes slipped or he just went over after delivering the ball. And yeah, his momentum was taking him forward, but he just seemed to, I don't know if his spike got caught in the turf, but he took a tumble. I'm trying to remember, there's an English bowler that does that all the time. Is it Wood? Mark Wood? He always falls over. Have to do that one again. So it's really a question now of runs on balls. That's how they're probably going to look at it from here. And I would imagine the batsmen have certain targets in their minds. Everybody wants to get wickets here now with the ball in hand. Going right through him. How that missed. It didn't miss by much. And I don't think Turton had any idea where that ball passed. It went right under the bat and just missed the off stump. Not by much. That's a brute of a delivery. Very well bowled by Shiva Sanka. Can he repeat that? No, because Turton is a dangerous customer if you don't get him out. Sanka trying his endeavor best to intercept that ball before it goes down the hill. Went sprawling over. Let's just say he took a dive. So again, we encourage you to stay with us all week long into the weekend for continued coverage of this TTCB T20 Festival right here at the Queen's Park Oval. It's coming to you on 360 TV. That's another wide delivery. So Sanka just losing the plot here a little bit. You could just hear the chatter in the crowd there. All people just bellowing out instructions how to go about this scenario if you can't score runs. And again, another beauty. You don't want to stray at all onto those pads because Castro is a dangerous customer. He's up to 39 and Tatum is up to 22. That brings up the 100 for them. It's 102 now for 3. And he goes again, but this might be an opportunity here. Can he come across and takes it? And he does beautifully. Very well caught. And it needed something special. And it got it. So Castro goes for 39. But what a brilliant catch that turned out to be. Mark Dial holding on there. So down goes wicket number 4 at 102. That allows Raymond Refa to stroll to the crease. So Refa did well with the ball. They need him to do even better with the bat here now. And he does offer that little variety to the bowlers, as he's the left-hander. So they now have to think about what they're doing. Can't just run up and bowl, because if you bowl like you're bowling to a right-hander, then he'll just pick you off. But more importantly, he will. So just 4 runs from the moment it left the bat. Once you beat the keeper in a case like that, that's 4 runs. So there it goes once more, just screaming away down to the boundary. So at the end of 11 overs, it's 106 for 4. Refa off the mark with a boundary. They need 71 more runs. They have 54 balls in which to get them. That's a lot of balls to work with. Well, somebody's going to have to do the business. Refa and Turton now. It's their opportunity to really be the hero for the team. And they don't really have to take too many risks right now. They could just knock it around. If you get a bad ball, you put that away. Turton got one that almost didn't get above ankle height, but he had his eyes on it. So this game is right there for the taking. Who wants it? Can KFC Clarke pick up a few more wickets? And they have to do it quickly, I would imagine. Or will they allow Refa to settle and produce the goods and lead his team to another victory? That's what they would like to see from him. Now again, they're going to try, and this is a valiant effort there, but it's all in vain. A full toss on the pads here, asking for trouble. And he got it. That was a good tumbling save there by Dial. Unfortunately, he couldn't hold it in. Not the easiest. But if they keep getting boundaries every over or two, they'll be in good shape. And again, might get a couple here if they hurry, and they will. So Bess Motors, they have it within their grasp. Do they have the resolve and the patience to execute a... Here's another one just missing out. But living dangerously is Turton. However, he lives to fight another day. He is 14. It's 114 for 4. From 12 overs. So 114 for 4. So Sergio it is who's going to continue from this top end. Rifa for a moment there looked like if he was going to have a big almighty swing across the line. Then he decided against it and produced a nice deflection to get us another single. 115 now for the loss of those 4 wickets. Now he has to be careful here because both Rifa and Turton can really cut him away. And he's trying to really lift it, but probably chose the wrong side of the field to do that. And Easy does it. Rifa really using his years of experience here, putting it to good effect. Can they really just keep churning it over? 117 now for 4. They don't want the innings to stall at all. And this time he's hit it straight to the man there. He was on the back foot. And Vikash Mohan gleefully accepts it. But Turton got to 30, did all the hard work. And then he just gifted it away there by hitting it straight into the hands of Vikash Mohan. And that's the breakthrough that they wanted. I would imagine one of them. And critical. 117 for 5. So Adrian Ali, the captain. Very good. He's going to need to play a captain's innings now in order to give his team a chance here. Sergio, 1 for 24. He's in his third. Raymond Reefer has only just started. He's 7 from 4 deliveries. Can Ali really produce something? He's very capable with the bat, it must be said. Very experienced also. Really, it's a great opportunity now for Sergio to establish himself as a frontline spinner. So 117 now. There's another opportunity here, but again, just a little hesitation. And while they got the single, it's living dangerously at times. This one is much better placed. And they always seem to want to keep shaking things up here. But the end of another over, 119. It is for 5-13 going. Got just 5 runs off that last over, plus the wicket. I would imagine Turton must be kicking himself. He was batting so beautifully. Then he just kind of lapsed in concentration there because it was on the back foot. It wasn't a particularly good ball. And he just gave it away. But Reefer is there. And at some point, he too is going to probably want to bang balls to the boundary from all over. Right now, he's showing good restraint. And with Adrian Ali out in the middle, time to really consolidate and push on. Now there's another one, and this one is going and it's gone. So another boundary, and they're certainly trying to get on with things here. But every time they do that, it's a risk that they're taking. And I would imagine Clarke Road would probably have to iron out their field placings a little bit better. 124 now. It's another very well judged single. Good cricket all around. Not a bad delivery. But again, the batsman played it very delicately, made the call. Reefer responded. Single had 125 for 5. 52 from 39. Another single down the ground it goes. So Reefer doing his bit here. He's into double figures now. He's on to 11. Well, they need to keep him going. That's the main thing. Just keep if he could stay with one partner, that would make his life so much easier because Reefer has the ability to bat and bat for long periods. And that's the end of another over. So 14 now completed, 127 for 5. So 50 from 36. So I would imagine the first order of business is to try to get the situation where the equation is more balls than runs. So again, they have to try to price out one of these two. You don't want any partnership settling for any length of time. And here he goes again for another almighty swing across the line, Adrian Ali. The boundary riders, deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on, long off. And again, trying to be too cute right now when it comes off it because it's timely and probably the first. Now again, trying to get on with things, but having a real hard time, Ali. 9 from 10. Reefer 10 from 8. So can Reefer take his team home yet again? There they go again. They're gonna have to hurry, but again, Sween was just too relaxed there at that point position. He needed to attack the ball. He just waited, and by that time, the batsmen were able to scamper for a single. The end of the over. 15. 129 for 5 now. So you could see the equation now. 48 from 30. So Dexter Sween is going to come back into the attack now. I wonder if they're going to single out Dexter Sween for special treatment. Maybe rough him up a little bit. We already saw early when the assault came from Hemraj and Puran. They didn't really bat as long as one would have anticipated they would. Together, that is. Well, that pitched almost on the other pitch. And I think that is what Reefer was highlighting. Where did the ball actually pitch? It's almost pitched on the adjacent strip. And if it was a judge to have pitched there, then it would have been a no ball as opposed to a wide. And there's a little complaint by the wicketkeeper. He seems to be in some discomfort. See the spray coming out. So they're trying to do a little patchwork there quickly. So again, a nice doubleheader tomorrow. Prisons. I think they have the lead and run scorer in the competition. Prisons and the U19s will play. So after that little delay, I think Ali is good. Everybody else, the wicketkeeper is fine, although he just seemed to be a little shaken, flexing his legs. It's probably warm if they put any kind of control. 3-4. Doing very well. That could be a boundary. It is. Can he take his team to the promised land again? He did it in the Sunday League final, and he's here again trying to get Bess Motors over the line. 1, 3, 4 for 5. 43 needed from 29 balls. We'll see how they go. 134. And this one is good. Hard into the gap it goes. And another boundary. So Sween continues to be targeted. So he has to be careful here, Sween, because cricket is a funny old game. That equation could change rather quickly. They need 39 runs now from 28 balls. There's still a lot of available balls to get 39 runs. And again, he's gone with him. That's another 6. Reefer to the rescue. Again, it just kind of sat up there asking to be hit. I don't know if they're trying to chase anything out of the stands there, but several balls are going close to that stand. Sween under pressure. 35 runs already from his 2.5 overs. There's a slip, but there's a, well, not really a slip, a short third, man. And that's a great shot, but probably too straight or too close to the fielder. He probably needed to hit it much straighter, hit it back past the bowler. And they couldn't believe it that it was intercepted. But it's 1:45 for 5 now. We're in the 16th over. 4 to go after this. Now they have to manage the last couple of deliveries from Sween. He's already been leaking runs. So again, they have to be very mindful of what they're doing with him here. Sween just wants to get out of this over now. Already 17 runs taken from this over. 31 runs from 25 balls. Again, they're going to go with another one. And that's more like it once again. Reefer and company, this partnership really proven to be a bit tricky for Clarke Road. And Reefer is again doing his bit. A lot of the balls have gone to that Trini Posse stand there. And might be a preview of things to come when international cricket returns to the Queen's Park Oval. But right now, the best moto is 150 for 5. Actually, after 16 overs, so already Reefer is up to 30 from 14. Adrian Ali 9 from 10. But Ali doing his part, just trying to hold things together here. And Reefer doing the heavy lifting. But they've gone back to Clinton Prestano. Prestano, who's picked up 2 wickets already. I'm sure he'd love to get a third. But Adrian Ali's always ever present, and they need him now. Adrian Ali, they really need something from him. And that's well played to get Reefer back on strike. This is the matchup here because, as we saw from Pestano, he does move the ball a little bit. Reefer has to be careful. Again, all the boundary riders on the onside, 3 of them out. And that really, as I say, should have been going to the boundary, but he hit it straight to the fielder. Can Pestano break through here? They need something. Good variation. Good change of pace. Fooled Reefer. That's well played again. Brilliant. Brilliant from Reefer. Raymond Reefer really showing his class and his qualities here. Vast experience. And he just uncorked a beauty. 4 more. And that equation just gets better and better. 22 now from 20 balls. Let's see what Pastano can come up with now. Reefer goes for 1. He should get a second one quite comfortably. So it's right on course now. So this partnership is 40 from 25 balls. And they go for 1. They're not going to risk a second one this time. But another decent over for the Best Motors Marchin Patriots, as they've gone up to 158 for 5 now after 17. So Reefer is up to 37 now, 10 to Adrian Ali. He don't mind playing second fiddle to Reefer. So Mark Dial is going to pick up the attack now from the Branara Pavilion end. Desperate for a wicket. Reefer, though, is left-handed, and if he's not careful, that short boundary there is going to be targeted. And immediately, Reefer gets off strike. So this is good cricket on his part. $18 runs, 17 balls. That's what it's come down to. And that's very well played again. And beautifully done by Adrian Ali. Picking his spot. And making sure that he is making a good contribution. When he had to rotate strike, he rotated strike. Now you got a loose delivery that he could put away. He just gave himself a little bit of room and wham, 4 runs. So that now means they need 14 runs, and they have 16 balls to get those 14 runs. And that's what you want at this stage if you're a batting team. You want more runs or more balls than runs required. And they're going to get another easy single once again. So nothing is going right for the Clarke Road outfit. So 164 for 5. 13 runs from 15 balls. And they're going to be content with another single. Just 12 or 14 is where they are right now. Ali is back on strike now. Can he hold his nerve here? He goes for a reverse and he's out LBW. Well, I was just saying, can he hold his nerve? And he goes for the spectacular. And Dale has the breakthrough. So really totally unnecessary shot at this stage. All he needed to do was play on merit and maybe just pinch a single. But again, once that adrenaline is pumping, you feel you could do no wrong until you do very wrong. So 165 for 6 now. One ball left in over number 18. And Rivaldo Logan is the man making his way to the middle. To everybody now coming, hoping to make some kind of a contribution. So Rivaldo Logan is there. He should be hoping he understands what is at stake here. Reefer is the man. Unless Dale serves up a real half volley that you could belt over the fence, I think his job is to just keep this out and allow Reefer to try to win the game for you at the other end. So again, more instructions coming. They brought out a helmet for Bhutan. And that's a no ball. Well, and that's going to be a free hit. So he's playing with house money here now. One, it reduces the difference by 1. And so they need 11 from 13. And he has a free hit. So he has a license to swing. And swing hard. And this time Dale gets away with it as the over comes to an end. And at the end of over number 18, it's 166 for 6.
As you just saw the umpire there signaling the power play signal. It's not a power play at this stage, just a penalty for over 8 for KFC Clarke Road. So only 4 fielders allowed outside. Although I'm still seeing 5 outside. He's just brought up the mid-off fielder, Vikash Mohan. Just made a quick scan around to ensure there was no late drama. That one nicely down to fine leg. They'll just take one. Ten runs to be gotten here by the Marchin Patriots. 10 and 11 deliveries. Very easy equation. Ramlogan yet to get off the mark. Those fielders in the deep at third man, cover sweeper, backward square, and a long on. Nicely tapped down to long on there. There was a diving short mid-wicket fielder, but he couldn't get to it in time. So just taking it one by one at this stage. Pastano has started off quite well in this last over of his 2 for 26 in his spell. He's certainly been hard at work trying to defend this total. Short this time, swiveled down to the fine leg fielder. He's between fine leg, square leg. He's not very fine. Again, just one by one at this stage. And that's all that's going to be needed here. The bad ball may come, and they'll surely be wary to punish it. And it does on that occasion in the slot, and that has hit the Queen's Park banner over there and gone way past it. Full reward there for Rivaldo Ramlogan. Oh, he loved that shot. Sweetly off the bat. Massive. It will require some fetching. It's a pretty dark area of the ground that he's going into. Yeah, still in search for that delivery. Well, for that ball. He's returned from the back of that stand. Is he empty-handed though? Now the ball is returned to the middle now. And we're about to get things back on track. Nicely tapped out there, and oh, in the end, he was trying a quick run-out chance there. But these two are not gonna let that get in their way. Just one required now. Scores level. One delivery remaining in this over. Can they finish it with an over to spare? All fielders brought up into the ring now, trying to save one, trying to push it into the final over. And he's got it past the cover fielder. They finish it with that over in hand. The Marchin Patriots winning here by 4 wickets in their second match of the T20 Festival 2026. KFC Clarke United. 2 victories before this, but that winning streak has been broken here by the Bess Motors Marchin Patriots. 177 for 6. Raymond Reefer, brilliant innings by him, and a brilliant partnership we saw earlier by Tishon Castro as well as Christian Turton. When those 3 early wickets fell and left them in a spot of bother. But they weren't going to let that play on their mind. Raymond Reefer, as you see here, a huge contender for man of the match. 2 wickets for 44 runs in his overs and 42 from 24. Most importantly, he was out there at the end, helping to take them home. So do stay tuned. We'll have the post-match presentation for you in a short while. And of course, tomorrow, more action here in day 7 of the TTCB T20 Festival 2026. That's all from up here. Thank you and good night.
TTCB T20 festival here at the Queen's Park Oval. And again, the Trinidad Cricket Board is put on knowledge and trust the Trinidad Cricket League, the Trinidad Managers, and the Queen's Park Cricket Board for their tremendous support for the Trinidad T20 Festival 2026. And they are doing good with the cricket development here in Trinidad and Tobago. Once again, congratulations to both teams for putting on a splendid performance. At this time, we wish to invite Mr. Arthur Bess, the first Vice President of the TTCB, to assist us with this presentation of the Man of the Match Award. And this goes to none other than Raymond Reefer. 42 knockouts from 24 balls, 5 fours and a 6. And we bowled, we had 4 overs, no innings, 44 runs, and 2 wickets. Because from our thanks coach, Mr. Bess, for assisting us, because you seem to have it on one stage, and then all of a sudden, with the experience of Raymond, really tore it again, because for whatever reason, we just couldn't get him on to do it.
Yeah, I thought for us, the credit to Marchin Patriots, also, it has no way after the start, we were on spread the so those are the key moments that we got like
What can you take out of this game and you feel positive?
Game 176, I thought that was a good score. That happened around the past 40 competition this far. I think it opened up more plans in certain areas of the game for the factor. But no, that when the game when it comes so close, you can point out so many things that could have gone our way. So one of the step on the boys, one of the chin bounce back and next game.
Thanks so much. Because the captain of the winning team, Bess Motors, congratulations to you. What are the day ahead of the reverse at that stage?
Thanks for asking that question. Yeah, obviously, the same mistake that I made last year after I scored a game, try supposed to be more in the game, just play a risky shot. Sometimes it will go out, sometimes the guys say put it down, sometimes I put it down.
But how do you feel about the team? Because this is almost like you tie it to perfection, the way it came out to the year.
As I said, since we were not picking the team, was for the transformers, but that's the thing that it was. Receiving the team finish on the game. That should be really good. But I'm on 4, next goal, so it's great.
Congratulations to you, and how does this set you for the rest of the season?
Obviously, you can't take it for granted. It's still 2 games to win. As I told you guys, we have to approach every single game and we approach it with you, which is every single game to us is a fan. And that's why we're playing a good run of cricket, and that's what we're looking for. So we're looking forward to the next 2 weeks.
And of course, the best one was Marchin Patriots. They came away with a victory here today, comprehensive in the end by 4 wickets. But more importantly, they get the points that will take them through in the league. Thanks so much for being with us. Look forward to your company again. Come tomorrow. We have another ball that's coming your way right here at the Queen's Park Oval.